Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Universal Transcendent. My talent is multiplied by 1,000 times. Chapter 31. Outside the walls of the Corn City State. Floating airship field. At this time, many students are waiting here, fulfilling the friendship of the landlord. Among these many students, except for a small number of students engaged in voluntary work, almost most of the students are in pairs. There are even many students who are very close and very intimate. Among the many Transcendent STEAM city-states, the heirs born to Transcendence with high talent are often not bad in talent. Whether it is the matching of those families, or the attraction of students to each other. Obviously, the probability of geniuses and geniuses coming together is often higher. No wonder, I haven't been notified before, asking me to participate in this welcome ceremony. Just me, a single dog, coming here. I'm afraid I will have to bear a 10,000-point crit. Looking at those couples and partners, fortunately, there was Senior Diana by Zhou Yu's side, so Zhou Yu didn't feel embarrassed. It's just that other people and his partners are talking and laughing. Those two guys are still showing their affection openly, spreading dog food. The world is getting worse, and people's hearts are not old. Senior and I are standing like this. No matter how you look at it, it doesn't feel right. How about holding Senior's sister's hand? Wouldn't this be too abrupt? It seems that it is quite embarrassing for Senior's sister to stand there. As a knight, you should have a thicker skin, which is reasonable. I mustered up my courage. Sister. Zhou Yu stretched out his own palm. Diana froze for a moment. Seeing Zhou Yu's movements, Diana's cheeks became even more flushed. Seeing that Diana didn't move, Zhou Yu froze in place. Fortunately, Diana soon reacted. Feeling her heart was about to jump out, Diana put her own hand in Zhou Yu's. Soft, sticky. Sister, don't you have any bones in your hands? Sure enough, women are made of water. I don't want to let go of it. Feeling that rough and powerful hand, Diana was about to cry. Student, can you not use so much force? The outline of the airship can be vaguely seen in the distance. Lords, it is finally here. His eyes flicked across the crowd. Hey, I seem to have caught a single dog. Sister, let's go over there. Zhou Yu whispered. Diana responded with a sticky tone. After a while, Zhou Yu and Diana came in front of them. Ian and another high cold genius senior who Zhou Yu is not familiar with. This genius senior, Zhou Yu has seen her twice in the practice field. She has a slender figure, long hair like a waterfall, and the makeup on her face is exquisite and elegant. The two were far away from the others, and apparently the two had arrived together. And the distance between the two is not close, and each stands alone. Those who didn't know thought they were standing guard. Senior Ian, you are here too. Seeing Zhou Yu and his intimate partner standing in front of him, Ian's mouth twitched. He swore in his heart that Zhou Yu definitely did it on purpose to show off. Yeah, Ian nodded. Students from several other city-states came to exchange ideas today. When we enter the Transcendent battlefield in the future, we will definitely be with them. Get to know each other now, and cooperate well in the future. Really? Zhou Yu nodded. In the Transcendent world, all major city-states are working hard to cultivate geniuses. Give them the best resources. They will even send those top talents to the Temple of the Sun for careful training. And all this for one purpose. That is what will be sent across a super long distance in the future, the Transcendent Plane battlefield. Block the enemy and defend your homeland. Enemy invasion. All the time is going on. Even more violent. Only by resisting those powerful enemies. Plane can survive. And those planes that have already been defeated. The source is extracted. The earth was reduced to scorched earth. The sky was even more bloody. The intelligent creatures living there are either used as food. Either they are arrested in groups, taken to foreign lands, and reduced to commodities, raised in captivity. The strength of that cross-dimensional civilization is beyond Zhou Yu's imagination. Even if there are a large number of planes, they are united with each other and communicate with each other. On the Transcendent battlefield, the Transcendent Empire, the Sun God, still suffered heavy casualties. Senior Ian, we will definitely form a team when we enter the Transcendent Plane in the future. I've noticed that Senior Ian hasn't come to practice these days. Is he performing some mission? If possible, we can practice together, so that we can understand better. Zhou Yu's words made Ian's heart tremble. Yes. We will be teammates in the future. This sentence made Ian feel an inexplicable warmth in his heart. Being a teammate with such a powerful existence really makes people feel at ease. Unknowingly, the invisible pressure in Ian's heart disappeared a lot. There was also a little smile on the face. After going to the battlefield, I'm afraid I still need a lot of help from Zhou Yu, Ian said. Don't worry. Zhou Yu nodded cautiously. I'm in the front row. If they want to pass me, they have to pass over my dead body. I'm afraid they will be scattered by Junior Zhou Yu before they touch our back row. Ian joked. Ian looked at Diana, who was beside Zhou Yu. This is my partner, Diana. Zhou Yu introduced. Hi, Senior Ian. Diana nodded. Yeah, Ian nodded. Immediately, he turned to his partner, Sutherland, and held out his palm. The tall, cold-looking Sutherland was taken aback, and then handed his own hand into Ian's. This is my mate, Sutherland. Seeing the distance between the two of them getting closer, Zhou Yu secretly said, Do I match them? They have arrived, let's go meet them. Seeing the airship that had landed, Ian said. With the arrival of students from the 3 STEAM city-states. In a warm welcome ceremony. Started for a day, the city-state of Corn to play. Throughout the process, there is nothing pretending to slap in the face. There is nothing that jumps out to challenge so-and-so. All we have is the laughter and play among many young talents. Nearing dinner time, Zhou Yu originally wanted to find a quiet place with senior sister Diana to cultivate more relationships. Unfortunately, a big light bulb ran over. Come, Yang Xiaoxiao, a senior who is 2 grades higher than Zhou Yu. Grade B genius. It is said that when winter comes, it is necessary to take an airship to the Transcendent battlefield in the city of Saint Totem. In the future, they will be eligible to become the official Transcendent warriors of the Sun God Transcendent Empire. Student Zhou Yu, right. Yang Xiaoxiao blocked the two of them at the entrance of the quiet grove. This made Zhou Yu very embarrassed. What's the matter, senior sister Yang? Zhou Yu asked. They're organizing a small Transcendent battlefield meeting over there. It mainly tells about the situation that will be encountered in the Transcendent battlefield in the future, and some situations about the Transcendent battlefield. As the top genius of our Corn City State, you need to go there. Because it's a small gathering, you can go alone. Yang Xiaoxiao's meaning was already obvious. Okay. Wait a little later, we're coming. Zhou Yu whispered in Diana's ear. Diana blushed instantly. It was only when Zhou Yuan went to Yang Xiaoxiao that she pulled Diana aside. How long has it been? You've just met such a genius, Zhaoni. Yang Xiaoxiao joked. The two of them have been good friends since childhood, but she knew that Diana had never had a boyfriend before. Ah, it's nothing, I met Junior Zhou Yu by chance before, he helped me, and I just wanted to thank him at first. Diana said with a shy tone. Okay, I know it all, you have to catch a genius like this. What's the matter? Diana argued softly. Also, what are you doing here? I don't know. Zhou Yu brought me here. Idiot, Yang Xiaoxiao said angrily. There are so many people here, what can they do? Go to the back mountain. The grass grows taller than people there, and it's airtight. Ah. How did the grass grow so tall there? You are completely hopeless, is your focus really on the grass there? Came to the place indicated by Yang Xiaoxiao. There are more than 30 people gathered here. Ian is here. There are also several seniors from the Corn City State. They will go to war this winter. Zhou Yu walked towards the small circle where several people from the Corn City State gathered. Zhou Yu, you are here. Several other seniors greeted Zhou Yu. Okay, several people are talking about some things on the battlefield. Zhou Yu listened carefully. After all, this is the place I will face in the future. After a while, there were more than 50 people gathered in this small gathering place. Everyone, come to me, everyone. At this time, someone's voice resounded loudly on the host stage. Many small groups watched one after another. The person on the support stage is Guangyu Chungbang, an AA-level genius 2 times higher than Zhou Yu. Originally such a genius was to be sent to the temple of the Sun God Transcendent. But for some reason, this genius didn't make it. And being cultivated in the city-state, it is even more thriving. It is said that they are about to break through the 70-level barrier and be promoted to a high-level Transcendent. Transcendent Battlefield. I think everyone should be familiar with it. The AA-level genius of Gwangju City-State spoke in a slightly low tone. As for the cruelty of entering the battlefield, everyone should have heard of it, but without experiencing it personally, it is difficult to truly understand. I'll just use a few simple examples. Last year, in our Gwangju City-State, there was one A-level genius and 14 B-level geniuses. The level has reached above level 50, and even the A-level genius has broken through the barrier of level 60. Comprehensive strength is very strong. However, enter the third day of the Transcendent War. It's 15 Transcendent fighters, 9 people were killed. 3 others were left with permanent trauma to their souls. Only 3 people are barely complete. As for the people in death, they couldn't even find their bodies. Corn City State, 26 people went there last year, and it seems that only 5 people came back. More people went to the Double Star City State. 32 people went there. But they were even more tragic. Only 2 people came back. Over the Golden Valley, the number of people is relatively small. 10 people went there, and the result is, the whole army was wiped out. The bloody battle damage was displayed in front of everyone. Everyone is silent. Those who died on the battlefield, they are all flesh and blood. Yesterday we were still eating wine and meat together, talking about which one is more beautiful, a certain senior sister or a certain senior sister. Talking about the anecdote that a certain nobleman's wife ran away with a certain pirate on the other side of the grey mist ocean. But today, they are corpses. Didn't even come to collect their bodies. And among them, many people have never had children. Such is the brutality of the Transcendent battlefield. We need to know that our enemies are not those beasts without wisdom. The man's voice was dull and depressing. Those foreign fighters from outside the universe passage, they have wisdom not weaker than ours. They will sneak attack, outflank, and escape if they can't fight. Once they are selected into a desperate situation, they will even explode themselves. Their methods are unimaginable, and they have a peculiar nature that our world does not have. If we are not careful, we will fall into their ways. The man narrated, and Zhou Yu listened carefully. Enemies of the Transcendent world. They are not a mess. It is a hero with a huge organization group. Moreover, the means are extremely cruel, and they will do everything they can. On the podium, the man continued to talk. It is precisely because of those Transcendent fighters who went forward and succeeded that we were able to practice steadily and improve our strength in the rear. And if we don't rush to the battlefield, if you don't resist those foreign enemies, when they set fire to our homeland, our teachers, our families, people we like, they will all become playthings in their hands. Those enemies will not pity us, they will only brutally kill our loved ones in front of us. Burn our homeland to the ground. Transform our plane into the form they like, and then raise our people like pigs, and use them as commodities to harvest crop after crop. Our enemies are strong. They have more powerful Transcendent technology, and a more mysterious Transcendent sequence. They also have a complete system of becoming gods. Even, they called us indigenous. They also call themselves civilized ones. They're pretty strong, not bad. But they are intruders. They are responsible for the destruction of our homeland. Rushing to the battlefield to eliminate those invaders is the responsibility and obligation of our generation. The heavy and powerful words hit Zhou Yu's chest. It made Zhou Yu's breathing a little dull. The strength of those intruders is indeed desperate. On the battle reports year after year, it is reported that the human race lost their cities and lands, and the battle line retreated again and again. Even if you hold the front line, it can be called a great victory, and it was once repeatedly featured in the Transcendent Daily. Are those enemies really hopelessly powerful? Zhou Yu rubbed her palm with her eyes. I'm really looking forward to meeting those scary guys soon. Zhou Yu thought about it quietly. During dinner, the dullness and pressure in Zhou Yu's heart dissipated a lot. Senior Diana on the side seemed to sense something was wrong with Zhou Yu, but she just looked at Zhou Yu furtively from time to time, and didn't dare to talk too much. After waiting until Zhou Yu's expression eased a lot, only then did Diana dare to ask in a low voice. I saw Senior Ian just now, and he seemed to have a dull expression. Did something happen? Diana whispered, looking at Diana's innocent and ignorant cheeks. Young and agile, it contains all the beauty of the world. Zhou Yu felt relieved. Those seniors went on, and they did not hesitate to forge the battle line with their own flesh and blood. The purpose is to hope that their offspring will no longer shed blood and sacrifice. In times of peace, there has always been a price to pay. Where you can't see, there are always people moving forward with heavy burdens. I really hope that I can be the one who carries the burden for others. After all, I am really able to resist. Zhou Yu rubbed the center of his brows, calmed down his expression, and smiled. It's nothing, I just feel a little stressed. Fortunately, I have rough skin and thick flesh, so I can handle it. Geniuses under pressure. I always thought that only those of us who can't get up and down will be under pressure. Diana whispered, eat more when you are stressed, and you won't worry if you eat too much. Speaking of which, Diana inserted a large piece of steak from the food that had just been delivered, and sent it to Zhou Yu's plate. Thinking that this piece was not enough, Diana added 2 more pieces to Zhou Yu. Zhou Yu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You are raising pigs. After dinner it's time for the popular dance party. Soothing music always calms the mind. This undoubtedly created good conditions for many couples. Young men and women in the transcendent world are more open-minded. Perhaps this has a lot to do with the pressure of rushing to the battlefield. After all, those geniuses with high talent will rush to the battlefield first. And those B-level and C-level elites, although they will be late, they will also rush to the battlefield 5 or 6 years later. And their age is about 23 or 24 years old. No one knows if they will have a tomorrow. Therefore, what can be seized as today? On the dance floor, beautiful senior sister, can I enjoy tomorrow's sunrise with you? A personable and handsome young man extended an invitation to a senior in a black dress. Sunrise. Will it wake up early? A bad sleep will affect the skin. The senior sister said with some reluctance. The handsome young man paused, but became more interested in this inexperienced senior. I mean, can I appreciate your sleeping position at 4 o'clock in the morning? The senior in the black dress turned from astonishment to anger. Snapped. The slap was loud. You porn voyeur, the senior in the black skirt said angrily. If you hesitate, you will lose, but if you are decisive, you will give it in vain. Some people around who saw this scene. Unacceptable. Exactly. How could he do this? He actually has such an unreasonable desire to appreciate the senior sister's sleeping posture at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I am different, 2 o'clock in the morning is enough. You are not as good as him. Look at the red handprint on the handsome young man's cheek. Zhou Yu couldn't help touching On's cheek. Fortunately, my defense is high enough and my skin is thick enough. Even if I get beaten, I won't be so miserable. Watching Zhou Yu touch On's cheek, Diana seemed to have realized something, and in an instant, her cheeks were flushed. It's so young and immature. Alec, who was peeping in the corner, glanced at his mouth. Would I have said casually about dancing with 3 schoolgirls at the ball back then? Alec, who owns the shadow clone, will definitely not tell others that he works so hard to practice the transcendent skill of the shadow clone in order to be able to get along with many seniors at the same time. This transcendent skill, in his hands, can be said to be brought into full play. And so it is. Other people's shadow clones are dull, and only inclined to fight. And his shadow clone, he was able to chat with 3 schoolgirls at the same time, and his expressions were vivid. Whenever I see these young figures, I think of the time and years back then. It's really nostalgic. If it wasn't for your shadow clone, who is having a private meeting with my city wall guardian at this moment on the city wall, I would have almost believed you. Behind Alec, Kano Cohen's figure emerged. When fighting, something is always needed to adjust the tense emotions. Everyone's way is different, right? Compared to someone who likes to lock himself up and talk to himself, I obviously prefer this way. Kano Cohen glanced at Alec angrily, and did not continue on this topic. His eyes flicked over those who were about to rush to the battlefield. How about this group of people? At present, it seems that they are all more advanced cannon fodder. If it was in front of those students, he would say some words of encouragement and cheer. But in front of Kano Cohen, he just told the truth. Kano Cohen frowned slightly. Almost all the top talents were sent to the Temple of the Sun. Moreover, this year they are not even eligible to be sent to the Temple of the Sun. The only one that had it was Mist. Here, it's normal for them to be out of touch. However, even so, there is nothing they can do. A large part of the resources in their hands will be handed over to the Sun God Empire, used to train those top talents on the real battlefield, as long as a super strong can be cultivated. Then all the investment is worth it. And these elite personnel, as long as a small number of high-level transcendents can emerge, that's enough. If a transcendent master comes out, it will be blood money. It's a pity that the steam city-states near them have been unable to cultivate transcendent masters over the years. How did you discuss with your teacher about Zhou? Kano Koen asked again. I have written 5 letters to my teacher. The teacher is very busy, so he gave a brief reply, saying that it is best for me to take Zhou on a tour, so that I can properly participate in the real battle. This is helpful for his growth. The training methods on our side are still not good enough after all. Is it too urgent? Kano Koen paused. Zhou hasn't even reached level 20. So I'm going to let him go to the Earth's core furnace for a try first. Look at the specific performance. After all, this group of elites intends to go, and I also intend to let Zhou try. It's Zhou's frankness now, and the characteristics brought about by that amazing precision. His true strength is probably much stronger than those elites in the 40s and 50s. This time, if the performance is good, I will take him out. If the performance is not good, I will let him continue to practice here for a while. Okay, the two just stood here, looking at this batch of new elites and geniuses. They know that Zhou's talent is very high. But talent only determines the upper limit in the future. However, whether Zhou really has the fighting talent, and whether he can pass the bloody and cruel test, so as to temper a fearless heart, then it depends on him. Practice is a mountain. Someone can turn over and complete the surpassing of own. And some people can't go up at all. No matter how strong a talent is, they can only turn into mediocre fools. 4 in the morning. Looking at Diana Senpai, who was curled up in his arms like a kitten. Thinking back to what happened yesterday, Zhou rubbed the space between his brows. It's good to be young. Withdrawing her own arm, Diana was awakened by Zhou's movement. Rubbing her sleepy eyes, Diana asked with some puzzlement, why did you wake up so early? Zhou smiled and rubbed her long hair. Sleep well, I'm going to practice, Zhou said. Have you practiced so early? Well, the instructor said, after taking a panoramic view of the scenery of the Corn City State at 4 o'clock in the morning. Only by becoming a fearless powerhouse. After getting dressed, Zhou came to the square of the training base. The mind penetrated into the skill light sphere. The results of these days' practice appeared in front of Zhou's eyes. Open black lens bracket transcendent skills close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket wind shadow / close black lens bracket. Quality, C. Level 6. Open black lens bracket jump close black lens bracket. Quality, A. Level 5. Open black lens bracket light feather blade close black lens bracket. Quality, A. Level 5. Open black lens bracket immortal true shield close black lens bracket. Quality, A. Level 4. Open black lens bracket sword of holy judgment close black lens bracket. Quality, S. Level 3. The practice of Zhou's transcendent skills has made rapid progress. In Alex's terms, that is, if I can progress at your speed, then the Temple of the Sun will not be able to fire me. Big sword. Zhou brandished the Blood Gang heavy-edged sword. A magnificent golden sword ray, falling from the sky. The earth trembled. Self-discipline. It is the most powerful guarantee of progress. When Zhou was practicing, Ian also came to the square and started practicing. In the corner, a pair of eyes watched everything in the square. Really young and dynamic guy. Oh, has that guy Ian come out from the sinking that Zhou hit? When you are hard, you are soft. It is a good thing to be able to come out. With a genius like Zhou in front, he should be able to go further. Alec in the corner looked at the two young and energetic figures and nodded in satisfaction. Zhou's practice is about the same. Those lava devil creatures in the inner world are a nuisance. However, compared to those devils, I am more worried about those battlefield cracks. Although the previous city lords sealed the cracks in the battlefield of the Earth's core furnace, But there will still be some people from other lands coming here. Those guys are like locusts, they're everywhere. If you encounter it, you can only hope that Zhou will be smarter and run away if you can't fight enough. This is the standard for becoming a strong player. Don't be so stupid that you can't beat hard, you can't be an iron-headed baby. But then again, Zhou, that guy is a real hit. What? Going to Black Flame Canyon? Feel the barbecue of the black flame in the center of the earth. Zhou, who was having breakfast, looked at Alec. Yes, Alec nodded cautiously. This group of students from the Transcendent Academy of several other STEAM city-states has arrived. It is to form a group to enter the Black Flame Canyon and experience the baptism of the real battlefield. What a joke. Without the Liutian costume, plus taking medicine, how dare you fight in a group? What gave you the illusion that I can take over the group now? My grip of immortality has not stacked up to 100,000 layers. My level has not yet reached level 100. A few of my skills have not been cultivated to level 10. I don't even have any decent equipment. Will it be too dangerous to go out? After thinking about it carefully, Zhou said bluntly. No, wait until my strength is a little bit stronger. In the genius training base, people send soldiers to their mouths every day, isn't he delicious? Looking at Zhou's appearance, Alec knew that it seemed that he was worrying too much. It's Zhou's characteristics of this kind of chicken thief. When I really meet an enemy, I am afraid that I will slip faster than anyone else. Even if it's a fight, can this guy really be expected to fight like a knight? When this guy is serious, he is really serious. When it is slippery, it is really a silver carp possession. Although you are 10,000 unwilling, if you can prevent me from throwing you into the terrain canyon, I will lose. Alec laughed. If you want me to go obediently, there is no problem, but you have to meet one condition for me. Otherwise, I'll just go in and hide in the corner. Anyway, the flames burn on my body and it's just an itch. The knight's spirit can't be reflected even a little bit in you. Alec complained a little weakly. Tell me, what are the conditions? I need treasures that can improve talent's aptitude. Zhou said. It's in Black Flame Canyon, otherwise what do you think I'm sending you there for? I know, but it's only in the canyon, and you didn't give it to me. Do you really think I'm a wholesaler of transcendent gems? If you give it, go, if you don't give it, you don't go. Zhou said firmly. I'm really puzzled, your talent is so high, eating 6-star spirit fruits is a waste. Giving it to you to eat is also a waste. Is it high? Isn't it just A level? Zhou spread his hands. Damn, Alec covered his face and sighed. He knew that Zhou's talent was at least SS rank. But what was disclosed to the public and told to Zhou was only A level. SS level talent, it is so difficult to upgrade, even the Temple of the Sun is unwilling to pay such a price. However, it is possible to improve A level talent. Maybe I should tell him that his talent is not A level but SS level, and he can't be allowed to waste resources like this again. But in that case, this kid might have his nostrils up to the sky. A star spirit fruit, at least 3. 2. I am a knight who abides by my faith, is pious and righteous, and keeps my word. Zhou said seriously. I said 3 is 3. Transcendent talent promotion is very difficult. Even if Zhou is now an E-level talent ceiling level. But if you want to upgrade to D rank, the price you pay is still very high. This is why talent is so valued. If talent can really be promoted casually, then A-level and B-level geniuses can create a bunch of them casually. However, in fact, the difficulty of creating such elites and geniuses is unbearable. Before, Zhou had absorbed more than 6-star spirit fruits. Zhou Ming obviously felt that he had made great progress. After all, every basic talent is improved. With the blessing of the 1,000-fold system, it brings about a 1,000-fold increase. And this is why Zhou asked for the star spirit fruit. With the previous few star spirit fruits as a base, Zhou has already felt it. There are 3 more star spirit fruits. You can break through E-level talent by yourself. Promoted to D rank talent. At that time, I will be regarded as a small elite talent. Really, I heard from them that Black Flame Canyon is very dangerous. Not only lava devil haunts, but also transcendent from other lands. Those transcendents from other lands, they are all very dangerous. Diana looked at Zhou, full of worry. In the past 2 days, the two had enjoyed each other so much that Diana was willing to part ways. He squeezed Diana's rosy cheeks. "Don't worry, those devils and transcendents, they can't hurt me. Even if there is 10,000 unwillingness in my heart." But Diana also knew that, as a transcendent warrior, entering the battlefield and resisting the enemy's invasion was an inevitable thing to do. "Then you, be careful. Don't worry, those devils and transcendents should be careful. I heard that those little bell devils' wings taste pretty good, and I'll bring 2 back for you to try." "Ah, that kind of thing. They said that if you eat it, you will get sick." "Then it depends on your transcendent resistance. Level up well. When you reach level 20 or 30, you will be able to taste devil's wings. That is a delicacy for nobles." The recipes in the transcendent world have a very wide range of development. From the steamed borneal of the powerful plane to the fried slime of the low-level plane. From the world tree young leaf tea egg on the light plane to the cumin roast bell devil wings on the dark plane. Everything you need. Chefs of those transcendent sequences. Always be able to play with the top ingredients and play new tricks. It is said that in many high-level planes, the above delicacies have been added to the luxurious lunch. There are also some transcendent chefs in the Corn City state. In the Genius base, there are several of them. Afternoon. Corn City State, airship airport outside the city. More than 50 elite geniuses who will enter the battlefield in winter. Already gathered here. Crowd corner. Zhou Yu stood quietly. It's different, it's completely different. Before, when Zhou Yu was an E-level talent. When feeling the origin of Transcendent in the surrounding space, it is still like looking at fog. Although they can be seen clearly. But it is impossible to observe in more detail. And following these 2 days, the cultivation of those star spirit fruits. Zhou Yu's talent has completed a transformation. Upgraded from E-level to D-level. At this time, every subtlety of Transcendent's origin can be brought into Zhou Yu's eyes clearly. After upgrading talent, try some practice with Zhou Yu. The speed of practice has increased by 3 times, or even 4 times. This is Zhou Yu's gorgeous transformation from E-level to D-level. And all these transformations are especially exaggerated under the increase of the 1,000-fold system. Now, I'm already a D-level talent. After level 20, if you can awaken a D-level transcendent talent for the second time, the effect will be even more astonishing. I just don't know what type of D-level talent is. However, as a Steam Night sequence, I should also awaken this talent. This time I entered the Black Flame Canyon, if I can find some treasures. It will be perfect if I improve my E-level talent, Precision. 5% is still a little too low. The problem is less than 10%. If it's raised to 20%, it's equivalent to the C-level talent threshold. At that time, it was 20,000% accurate. As soon as the Azure Dragon in the sleeve comes out, it is a proper precision-guided missile, which can be fired wherever it is pointed. Zhou Yu, do you want to participate in the experience of Black Flame Canyon this time? Zhou Yu was thinking about it. Several senior geniuses beside Zhou Yu came to Zhou Yu, and one of them spoke. Zhou Yu nodded. Are you interested in forming a team? In our team, we are all masters, and even 2 of them have reached level 50. I think so too, but Master Alec doesn't let it go at all. Zhou Yu secretly said. Zhou Yu dismissed the conditions of the 3-star spirit fruits. Alec also added the own condition. That is to let Zhou Yu test alone. Zhou Yu doubted whether Alec was a spy sent by the enemy, so he insisted on letting himself act alone. After forming a group, do I look like the kind of person who hugs my thighs? I'm very diligent about making up the knife, okay. What? Fighting. Isn't that what high-level transcendents do? My level is too low. Being with you is a hindrance, and there is danger. So Alec Tutor asked me to act alone. Like this. Then students should pay attention to safety. Zhou Yu nodded. Soon, everyone started boarding the flying boat. The airship is moving forward. In the airship, 3 or 5 people gathered together, talking and laughing. Zhou Yu pioneered for the first time and entered the wilderness. Looking outside with interest along the glass. Soon, Zhou Yu noticed that the sky ahead became dark and oppressive, and the clouds seemed to be ignited by black flames. After a while, Zhou Yu saw black flames that had already started to beat outside the window. There are even some flames attached to the window glass, like fire. At this time, the horn in the airship sounded. We have reached the top of Black Flame Canyon. Below is the Black Flame Canyon. Students, please get ready. Has it arrived yet? Zhou Yu frowned. He got up and came to the hatch, and pulled hard. With a bang, the hatch was opened. Immediately, everyone looked over. What is this guy doing? Looking at the raging flames below, Zhou Yu restrained himself. And then, jumped vertically and horizontally. Jumped straight off the airship. FK, who is this? Why can't he think about it? Jump directly. Is it so hard? Is that guy okay? This is an altitude of more than 3,000 meters. Everyone was dumbfounded. Teacher, someone jumped down. At this time, a mentor of the Corn City State who was following everyone had a black line on his face. Of course he knew about Zhou Yu. Before leaving, Alec also told him. Who would have expected that Zhou Yu would give him such a flirty maneuver at this time? Everyone don't need to worry too much, that guy is very frank, maybe, it should be fine. The mentor said that he was not so confident. Are you people from the city-state of Corn so fierce? Do you want to follow along? Many members of the Corn City State shook their heads frantically. No need, we'll wait for the airship to land before going down. What a joke. It's true that they are transcendents, but at an altitude of more than 3,000 meters, if they don't have the ability to fly, if they jump down, they will be half disabled even if they don't die. At this moment, a student had a glimmer of light in his eyes. Looking down from the hatch. Am I the only one who noticed that there seems to be a black flame jet channel down there? That Zhou Yu, he seems to be falling straight in. Well, their mentors of the Corn City State don't seem to care much. Forget it, don't talk too much. Zhou Yu, who was in free fall, glanced over the airship above, but found that no one followed him down. Why don't they dance? Damn it, the airship will land again. Damn, blood loss. The height is about 3,000 meters. It's okay, I have a thick blood bar. Also, I have jumping skills. As long as I jump fast enough the moment I touch the ground, then I can cheat the gravity. Although Zhou Yu thought so in his heart. However, as the surrounding flames became thicker and thicker, Zhou Yu found that he had begun to lose sight of his surroundings. Quote. 58, 59, 60. I jump. Zhou Yu, who was falling rapidly, adjusted his figure and jumped suddenly in the air. According to Zhou Yu's rough calculations, from a height of 3,000 meters, he opened his body and went for a ride. About 60 seconds or so, it will land. If you jump continuously at this point in time, you can jump up effectively. You can avoid close contact with the earth. After the jump, Zhou Yu continued to fall for several seconds, but found that the intimate contact with the earth did not come. I am still falling. It shouldn't be. Is it because I'm bad at counting, or is it? Newton's old man's gravity formula is not suitable for the transcendent world. I'll dance again. Free fall for a few more seconds. Zhou Yu found that he still hadn't landed. Heart down. Zhou Yu simply stopped dancing. Just like that free fall. Anyway, my frankness is high enough, and my health bar is long enough. I can't die. Another half minute passed. Another minute passed. 2 minutes later, Zhou Yu finally felt that something was wrong. This time, Zhou Yu tried to jump sideways. After 2 jumps, Zhou Yu made a new discovery. That is, a wall growing wildly beside him. In other words, he is falling rapidly. This. Just as Zhou Yu was stunned. Pong! There was a dull sound. The rock, as hard as steel, cracked open in a radius of more than 10 meters. Zhou Yu shook his head. Sit up from the bottom of the cracked rock. There is still no problem with Tandu. Falling from a height of several thousand meters is not a big problem. But, the problem is. Zhou Yu narrowed his eyes and looked around. What catches the eye is the wide underground corridor. Black flames rose from the ground, dancing and jumping. Where have I been? Could it be? It fell directly into the channel where the flames gushed out from the center of the earth. Combined with the landing time of nearly 4 minutes before and after. And the walls just now. There is also this underground tunnel-like area in front of you. Obviously, Zhou Yu took a leap of his life and went directly to the depths of the earth. It is said that the shallowest flame tunnel in the center of the earth is also 10,000 meters deep. It's just that this pit may not be too deep, right? Then how should I go back? When Zhou Yu was thinking, black flames quickly enveloped it from all directions. Surrounding Zhou Yu, it turned into a huge black fireball. Chi. Pity. These flames simmered on Zhou Yu's body for a long time, but there was no effect. On the contrary, Zhou Yu noticed that he had a slight improvement in his frankness and defense. These flames seemed to have the properties of some kind of transcendent creature. They rushed over, burned me, and then death, which is equivalent to me killing them. Then my attributes have improved. Although every flame is raised very little. It's just that there are too many flames. If this continues, I'm afraid I will be a little panicked. Before, Zhou Yu was worried about coming to Black Flame Canyon. Own grasp of immortality talent, unable to grow effectively. Now it seems nothing to worry about. His eyes scanned the huge underground passages around him. Zhou Yu gradually calmed down. A trial in the center of the earth is also a trial. Also, maybe there will be more treasures in the center of the earth. After all, the center of the earth, ordinary people dare not come down. When they were talking about it before, they were all doing trials in the Black Flame Canyon. More treasures. Zhou Yu's eyes lit up. Hold the Blood Gang heavy-edged sword. Zhou Yu began to grope forward along the passage. Before I knew it, more than an hour passed by quickly. In a small channel where the flame is relatively thin. Zhou Yu hid here with a sad face. After shopping for more than 3 hours, I completely found a lonely place. Treasures. No one exists, Mao doesn't even have one. Continuing to search like this, my body can't take it anymore. The attribute has grown too much, and the body is a bit too strong. Sure enough, talent is powerful, but it also has troubles. He rubbed the center of his eyebrows. Zhou Yu intends, before he fully digests the overflowing attributes. There is absolutely no need to go out by yourself. Even if it hangs up here to upgrade attributes. That is also faster than other people harvesting treasures and growing. Zhou Yu restrained his mind. Stimulate the roaring steam spirit body in the body. At a faster speed, digest those overflowing attributes. Listen to others and enter the land of treasures. Then he harvested treasures, and then his strength soared, soaring into the sky. But if you think about it carefully, it's all survivor bias. A transcendent who entered a dangerous place and returned empty-handed. Will they brag that they have gained nothing? Obviously not. Those who can obtain treasures are the children of other families. In most cases, they return empty-handed with little gain. And those miserable guys, they died directly in a dangerous place, and the dead can't speak. After more than 10 hours. Only then did Zhou Yu feel that he had digested all the overflowing attributes. The body feels back to normal. However, he looked at the black flames scurrying around outside the small passage again. Zhou Yu rubbed his eyebrows. Is it possible that you really want to hang up here until the end of the trial? It's the flame that is too troublesome. It would be great if I could absorb it and prevent their death from being transformed into attribute growth. How about, try it? Zhou Yu's mind was blown. As a steam knight, Zhou Yu's steam spirit body is in the form of a steam engine. And the steam spirit body also needs energy to drive. Before, Zhou Yu's steam spirit body and will were powered by the transcendent steam in the steam space. But Zhou Yu knew, as a powerful sequence, the absorption and digestion ability of the steam spirit body is very amazing. For example, the steam spirit body can absorb the corpse of a transcendent, enter it, and digest it. Many genius treasures can also be invested in, digested and absorbed. It can be said that the steam spirit body, in the form of a steam engine, is a huge furnace factory. And under the steam spirit body, there is indeed a melting furnace. Anything can be put inside. The steam spirit body is powerful, but also weak. It is powerful because it can digest many treasures and items that contain energy, attributes, and origins. But it is weak because it can only smelt and digest those dead objects. Really want to put another master into the steam space of the steam sequence. That master can dismantle the steam spirit body in minutes. It seems, during this period of time, as I practice, my steam spirit body is also improving with my talent of the immortal grip. Although frankness is not as exaggerated as I grew up myself. But it's 4,000 times more frank to say the least. The active expansion of the sequence, at my current level, definitely can't be done. But the steam spirit body, as a powerful sequence product, has strong adaptability. It may be possible to use the flame to strengthen the energy supply in the furnace below. Zhou Yu's own frankness and furnace frankness are both high enough. Fully qualified to do some dangerous experiments. Others do it. Steam ghosts may explode. And here in Zhou Yu, it is impossible to explode the chamber, at most it is slightly deformed. As far as the steam spirit body's own recovery ability and adaptability are concerned, there is no big problem. Think over and over again. After confirming that there is no big problem, Zhou Yu will let go of own steam space at first. Store the sparse small flames around them into the steam space, and then use the steam furnace to absorb them again. After a while, it's really good. A smile appeared on Zhou Yu's cheeks. Those small flames that were absorbed into the steam space by Zhou Yu were quickly absorbed by the furnace of the steam spirit body. Even Zhou Yu could feel that the flames of the steam furnace were much stronger. It's just, the flame seems to be a bit dark. The color has changed a bit, it shouldn't be a big problem, right? And, Zhou Yu felt it carefully. After the furnace absorbs and digests, the steam spirit body itself has grown, and after feedback, Zhou Yu's transcendent spirit body has also grown a little. If Zhou Yu kills the monster, then Zhou Yu grows up to take the big head, and the steam spirit body takes the small head. Conversely, if the steam spirit body burns the flames, then the steam spirit body will take the big head, and Zhou Yu himself will take the small head. Zhou Yu is very satisfied with the distribution plan. Even Zhou Yu can block the feedback from the steam spirit body. Let the steam spirit absorb 100% by itself. The steam spirit body is the product of the combination of itself and the sequence. The speed of growth is very fast, which is not comparable to Zhou Yu's physical growth speed. This can be regarded as opening up a new continent. Zhou Yu was amazed by the brand new promotion mode of OWN. It's really a good idea to let the steam spirit grow and then continue to strengthen my sequence. Come to the entrance of the passage. A large number of flames flickered and gathered towards Zhou Yu. Zhou Yu manipulated the steam furnace, like a whale swallowing, sweeping away the surrounding flames. There are too many flames. It even directly set Zhou Yu's steam furnace on fire. But, as Zhou Yu explained before, the steam spirit body, which is 3,000 to 4,000 times more open, faces these black flames in the center of the earth. No fear at all. You burn whatever you want. I just digest according to my own absorption rate. If it's someone else, being grilled by the flames in the center of the earth like this, after 2 or 3 minutes, the outside will be charred and the inside will be tender. And for me, the origin of the fire element contained in these flames will become a powerful own resource for the flames of my furnace. The more powerful the furnace, the more energy it will provide. The explosion of the steam spirit body will be even more powerful. The steam night sequence will be more powerful. Just for a while, I can feel my strength, which has been slightly enhanced. Deep in the black flame in the center of the earth, treasures are everywhere, and this flame is the biggest treasure. In addition to allowing the steam spirit body to continuously absorb black annihilation and grow by itself. At this time, there was no interference from the flames, which was also welcome news for Zhou Yu. Because Zhou Yu can walk freely in the depths of the earth. Along the passage, Zhou Yu started a journey of free passage to absorb the flames. It's also a good decision to slowly absorb the flames and let my steam furnace grow slowly. Zhou Yu, who was vigilant while searching in the passage, thought to himself. Little handsome boy, come and play. Suddenly, a tingling sound rang out leisurely. While the sounds seemed real, there seemed to be some kind of auditory hallucinations. Subconsciously, Zhou Yu took a few steps in the direction of the sound. Immediately, Zhou Yu woke up suddenly. Gah, what did I hear? There's rock music in this place. I'm not a 3-year-old. Something's wrong, absolutely something is wrong. Zhou Yu became more and more vigilant. The eerie nature of the transcendent world can be overwhelming. Not to mention this dangerous inner earth world. Little handsome boy, come and play. That dreamy voice sounded again, and Zhou Yu's eyes were a little dazed. Vaguely, Zhou Yu saw it in the dim alleyway. The cold wind was bitter, and the beauties in thin clothes were shivering in the cold wind. They laughed and called Zhou. Don't listen to that voice, it's a charming state of mind, it will arouse the desires and impulses in your heart. A familiar voice sounded unhurriedly in Zhou's ear. To Zhou, it was like thunder and thunder. The misty color disappeared instantly. Instead, there is an underground cave filled with strange black flames. The desire in my heart. The corner of Zhou's mouth twitched. Am I that kind of person? The next moment, Zhou looked around in astonishment. Ryu. Yes. The voice that reminded Zhou just now was obviously the Ryu who Zhou once met when he was stationed in the underground lighthouse, when he was stationed as cannon fodder, and asked him to get a bug to replenish his troops. There is one thing to say, this Ryu was a great help when Zhou was growing up in the early stage. However, Zhou never expected that here, he would meet Ryu again. Are you here for the trial? Ryu asked tentatively. Yes. Then you should be on the surface, not in the center of the earth. Ahem, that's a bit of a long story. Why are you here? I said it was because of you, do you believe it? Zhou spread his hands. I don't believe a single word. It's really because of you. Ryu slowly explained. After I fished the sealed item from the bottom, my original plan was to take you out of Corn City State. When I was in the spirit world, observing the Corn City State, and looking for your traces, a guy sneaked up on me. After a hard fight, I was killed by him. Aren't you still alive? Zhou frowned slightly. As a steam wizard, I have some tricks, isn't this normal? Steam wizard, aren't you a necromancer? Did I ever say I'm a necromancer? Ah, Zhou thought about it carefully. Not really. It's just that Ryu was able to easily summon a lot of skeletons back then. It made Zhou think that the other party was a necromancer. No matter what kind of wizard, if you learn the transcendent skill of summoning the undead, you can summon skeletons. After death, I fooled fate, and then I was resurrected. And fooling fate has a price. The price is that when I escaped here, I was trapped, and it would take a long, long time to get out. It sounds like you're in no rush. It's no use worrying. Is there anything I can do for you? Zhou asked after thinking about it. Although the two had never met each other, Ryu was of great help to Zhou. Are you willing to go to jail here for me? Ryu's voice sounded. After thinking for a while, Zhou said solemnly, you are here to accept the transformation well, and I will come to see you often. Hee. Reeve laughed dryly, although Zhou wanted to ask where Ryu was. But thinking that this guy might come to steal the day and change himself into it. After all, I still didn't dare to ask this question. What was that voice just now? Zhou inspected back and forth, and the surrounding scene was the same as before. Wide corridors, thick passage rock walls, and black flames dancing around. A corpse of the Phantom Fox clan trapped here. Being burned by flames all year round, smelted into a spiritual charm bone. Many low-level devils who came here, as well as those transcendents from other planes, many of them are unlucky guys, were all attracted by that spiritual charm. Then it became the nutrient for that spiritual charm bone. I didn't expect that your transcendent resistance is so strong that you can resist the temptation of that transcendent master's other spiritual charm. You know, many guys in their 50s and 60s immediately lost their minds after they came here. My frankness is very high. Zhou thought to himself. Charm ability belongs to the transcendent characteristic of the soul direction. And Zhou's steam sequence, steam soul, has strong resistance in itself. Plus Zhou's soul frankness. If it was the transcendent master's other charm, Zhou might not be able to resist it. But it's just the bones smelted after transcendent master death. Then Zhou could still resist. Spiritual charm bone. This thing sounds good, and it's a treasure when you hear it. If you can get it, maybe you can play some new tricks. Ryu Sr., you said you were a steam wizard, so can I ask you some questions? Explain. When I accepted the inheritance of the Steam Knight, I could feel the huge expansion direction of the steam sequence. Oh, have you become a Steam Knight? Ryu abruptly interrupted Zhou's words. What? Is there a problem? No problem. Very good, Ryu said lightly. But Zhou always felt that there was something in his words. This Ryu's strength is obviously extraordinary. And he also said it was a steam wizard. And the master of the steam wizard class. The understanding of the steam sequence is much deeper than that of Zhou Yu, a rookie. More importantly, this Ryu also knew that Zhou Yu's defensive ability was extremely powerful. Zhou Yu can definitely seek more help from Ryu. Anyway, this Ryu can be regarded as his own little nobleman, and it is not once or twice to help himself. Steam Knights are obviously not simple knights. Zhou Yu narrated while thinking. The attack methods are diverse, and the Transcendent feature is also extraordinary. More importantly, as a steam sequence, we can modify the own Transcendent form according to own needs. At present, I can absorb these black flames in the center of the earth. Ryu Sr., do you have any good suggestions or opinions? Can you absorb those flames in the center of the earth? Yes, your steam spirit body didn't explode. Would you like to see my steam ghost explode? I'm just curious, Ryu said lightly. The black flame in the center of the earth is a strange flame with a very powerful burning ability. Essentially speaking, it can also be integrated into a steam furnace. But the flames in the center of the earth will do a lot of damage to the steam furnace. You absorbed the flames in the center of the earth, but you are still alive. Then, your steam spirit body should be as powerful as your body. Yes, I heard Zhou Yu say this. Ryu also showed some interest. He had never seen such a strange existence before. The steam sequence has the ability to expand in all directions. The steam furnace alone has many incredible properties. Since you are not afraid of terrain flames, you can try to absorb the transcendent characteristics of the black flames in the center of the earth. In order to master the power of flames, you can have the elemental flame armor. Master more powerful defensive characteristics. Sure enough, Zhou Yu was overjoyed. The flame has a natural burning effect. If Zhou Yu masters the flame, it will form a flame armor. Then Zhou Yu is equivalent to owning the sun flame cloak. You can output just by standing there. Before, Zhou Yu just absorbed the flames and put them into the furnace. And now, with the affirmation of Ryu, the steam wizard. There are practical ways to do this path. Then Zhou Yu can officially try. And it's also a manual sunflame cloak. Open it if you want it, and close it if it's relevant. Then I would like to thank Ryu Sr. Immediately, Zhou Yu sat cross-legged on the spot. Start trying to use the steam spirit body to smelt and absorb the origin of those flames. Feeling that Zhou Yu really did this. At this time, Ryu also looked slightly condensed. Although theoretically this is indeed possible. But no one has actually done that. After all, the steam spirit body can be said to be the core of the steam sequence. No one dares to casually injure own steam spirit body. Only a guy like Zhou Yu, who has steam spirit body defense ability and amazing life frankness, dared to do this. And once it is done, and save as Ryu said, Zhou Yu will master the elemental flame armor. Moreover, it is also an elemental flame armor extended from the sequence. A growth, elemental flame armor, that can grow with its own growth. What an incredible little guy. Although he was not discovered and recruited by the Sun Temple, this growth characteristic is definitely not comparable to that of ordinary SSS level geniuses. In the next week, Zhou Yu was under the tutelage of Ryu. It is continuously absorbing the origin of the black flame in the center of the earth. Build own, Sunfire Cloak, and Zhou Yu's progress. It also surprised Ryu as Diva. Whether it is the absorption efficiency of the origin of the black flame in the center of the earth, or the control of the flame, and the construction of sequences. Zhou Yu's progress was far beyond his expectations. Before, he guessed that, Alec, who attacked him. Why did he suddenly return to the Corn City state? It should be impossible to chase him down. That guy himself is still wanted by several Steam King cities and Demon King cities. Since it's not for him, that was probably to return to the Corn City state and teach Zhou Yu. Although, he was very indignant about Alec's sneak attack. But as the guy who came out of the Sun Temple, its ability to train and guide is beyond doubt. It's done. Earth Channel. At this time, on Zhou Yu's body, scales formed by black flames converged into the black flame armor that adhered to the surface of indistinguishable Dao's body. Zhou Yu felt relieved. The black flame armor scales were completely integrated with Zhou Yu's body. Once released, it can form a natural burning effect on Zhou Yu's range of more than 10 meters. Even if Zhou Yu stepped up his efforts, there is no problem with burning more than 30 meters around. This is quite literally a god of war weapon. As long as the enemy fights with me, then he is always hurt. More importantly, this elemental flame armor named Sunflame Cloak by Zhou Yu was embedded in the furnace system of Zhou Yu's steam sequence. It is fully affected by the 16.7 times damage burn bonus of 5000% accuracy. AoE damage, full directly. I always want to find someone to fight, come and try my Sunflame Cloak. Zhou Yu thought about it secretly. Ryu Sr., are there any enemies around here? For example, high-dimensional invaders. For another example, those lava devils living in the center of the earth. Or some other creature. During this period of time, Zhou Yu's cultivation progress has been astonishing, and it's time to try actual combat. Do you think I'm a demon lighthouse? Can you see clearly everything around you? Ryu said angrily. Is not it? You follow the passage on the left, and then walk through the fork in the left and right. Then I can have 30 lives. Zhou Yu asked tentatively. Then you'll lose your life, and there's a level 80 lava devil sleeping there. I'm not sure if you'll get indigestion if that guy eats you, but you're definitely not feeling well. You can't go there. If you go, you will be paid for nothing. Follow the passage on the right, one to the end. The flames were very strong there. It's suitable for you to absorb and practice there. At the same time, there is a large patch of ghost flames there. If you stay here long enough, you can wait until those ghost flames bear some fruit. It will be of great help to your flame armor, and it will also be of great help to your practice. It can quickly increase your level. But obviously, you won't stay here for too long, at most a month, and you should go back. So, eat grass. It's best to pull up and eat the roots of the ghost flame grass together. Zhou Yu, are you sure you want me to eat grass? There are so many treasures for you to obtain, it would be nice to have some grass to eat. The grass roots of the ghost flame grass are rich in the origin of the topographical black flame, which is no less than those fruits. Eat more, it's good for your health. Eating grass roots is not conducive to sustainable development. If you want to keep those ghost flame grasses and continue to collect fruits for the vassal races of the high-dimensional invaders, you can't compare them with uprooting them. Is there a vassal group of high-dimensional invaders stationed there? Zhou Yu's expression changed. High-dimensional invaders are powerful. Powerful and hopeless. Naturally, there will be some ethnic groups who will stand with them in the form of licking dogs and cooperate with them to invade. In the Transcendent plane, there are not only such groups, but there are many. Yes, Grieve nodded. There is a vortex channel there. It is possible to directly reach a plane stronghold adjacent to our Hanhygia plane. On the opposite side of the vortex channel, there is a base where the rebels are stationed. The energy level of the vortex channel is not high. Advanced transcendence above level 70 will not be able to pass. But mid-level transcendence below level 70 can come here. Although you can't fight, at least you can escape. In this area, there is the existence of that charming bone. They don't dare to step in lightly. If you can't fight, just run away here, understand? Understood. Zhou Yu nodded cautiously. After getting ready, Zhou Yu started to advance along the passage on the right. This time, in this natural petri dish deep in the center of the earth, Zhou Yu has made great progress. The level has reached level 22. The frankness of life has reached about 10,000 times. As for the exact amount, Zhou Yu is not too clear. Many skills, although there is no major improvement. But the promotion of transcendent level, strength, endurance, and attack power will all increase correspondingly. After all, Zhou Yu's transcendent sequence was a 2-star Steam Knight. Coupled with the high damage brought by Zhou Yu's own 5000% precision. Zhou Yu reckoned that even if he met a high-level transcendent above level 70, he would be able to escape from ascending to heaven. After more than half an hour, Zhou Yu came to the place indicated by Griu. Looking around, as expected, on both sides of this huge passage, overgrown with ghost flame grass half a person's height. On these black ghost flames, flames were densely swarming in them. Each ghost flame grass is full of strong transcendent breath. Even in places where the ghost flames are dense, the black flames are as thick as a city wall. Hiding in it, people outside can't detect it at all. It's really rich in origin, and it also has transcendent characteristics. This transcendent plant, which grows in a special environment, has extremely high utilization value. It's a good harvest of resources. Zhou Yu carefully inspected the area in the ghost flame grass. Not long, Zhou Yu discovered the vortex channel mentioned by Griu Sr. It looks about 5 or 6 meters in diameter. The energy vortex in the channel is constantly surging. The ghost flame grass near the vortex channel should not move for now, lest someone come in and find that the grass has been moved, and take precautions. Start eating from a distant place. It's fine if they don't come. If they come, depending on the situation, I can definitely fight them. For those rebels who defected to the high-dimensional invaders, Zhou Yu had no mercy at all. Don't tell me, if you don't have any strength, I'm afraid you don't even have the right to eat grass. It took a lot of strength to uproot a bunch of ghost flame grass. By the way, even the stones on the ground were pulled out and cracked. Zhou Yu took a sip. This thing is tough as a rubber tire. If you really want to eat it, it's not impossible, it's just a bit useless. Throw the ghost flame grass directly into the furnace of the steam spirit body. Haha, the flames suddenly rose violently. At the same time, both the increase rate of transcendent level energy and the growth rate of the steam spirit body have been significantly accelerated. That being the case, what are you waiting for? Become a hardworking harvester. Zhou Yu started pulling weeds frantically. As a steam knight who is already 22nd level. In terms of endurance, there is no doubt about it. Fighting continuously for a day and a night, Zhou Yu didn't even blink. Zhou Yu pulls weeds very quickly. And the burning speed of this steam furnace obviously couldn't keep up with Zhou Yu's speed of pulling weeds. Soon, Zhou Yu piled up a small haystack in the corner of the steam space. Zhou Yu reckoned that the grass could burn for at least a week. And there are still many ghost flame grasses around. This trial is completely different from what I imagined. Zhou Yu, who was resting, lay in the lush ghost flame grass, thinking boredly. Others participating in the trial are all fighting with other geniuses, finally defeating a strong enemy, harvesting a lot of treasures, and then returning to improve their strength. When I come to my place, it's just a coolie job. Besides pulling weeds, I still pull weeds, and now I'm still lying on the weeds. Gulu Corner. Carla Curry, through suffering. Raka. Suddenly, there was a voice. Zhou Yu turned over. Quietly push aside the bushes where it is hiding. I see. About 7 or 8 aliens wearing special armor. At this time, he was rummaging for something in the ghost flame grass. From time to time, a grunt came out of his mouth in a foreign language that Zhou Yu couldn't understand at all. The alien race coming from the vortex channel. These guys are rebels. Just in time, Zhou Yu's eyes narrowed slightly. These people were rummaging for something in the ghost flame grass. There is a high probability that they are low-level soldiers who were sent to collect the fruit of the ghost flame. It's a pity that Zhou Yu had already done a round of rummaging before pulling the weeds. They also found a dozen or so fruits of the ghost flame grass that were not too ripe. Based on the principle that if I don't need it, you don't need it either. Zhou Yu decisively picked all the unripe fruits. Not to mention, even these immature fruits. Zhou Yu picked it up and sent it to the furnace to absorb the source. Level experience is obviously better than burning ghost flame grass and grass roots. Gulu. Gupchi. After searching, these people found nothing. They started to work together to search for the fruit of the ghost flame further afield. They obviously also know that this place is dangerous, and they need to act as a team. These rebel soldiers are only in their 30s. A total of 8 people, it should be a squad of 10 men. Completely fine. With that in mind, Zhou Yu squatted down slightly. Sunflame Cloak. Jump. During this period of time, Zhou Yu's jumping practice has already reached a miraculous level. A small jump directly spanned a distance of more than 30 meters. It didn't take a second. Zhou Yu ran up to the group of people. The moment Zhou Yu reached the people around him, wow, sounded. Blazing black flames rose from everyone. The original equipment on them can avoid the burning of the flames in the center of the earth. But Zhou Yu's sun flame cloak. On the one hand, it is the original flame smelted. The power itself is more than 10 times higher than ordinary sun flames. It also has the blessing of the steam sequence, plus Zhou Yu's own damage increase. The burning effect of the sun flame directly penetrated the armor of these people. The scorching heat burned on their bodies. Quack, croak. Quack, croak, quack. These people rolled all over the floor immediately, and the yells in their mouths were surprisingly consistent. Look at the miserable situation of these alien rebels. Zhou Yu frowned slightly. How powerful is my Sun Flame Cloak? Even a Transcendent of level 30 can't resist it. Well, not to mention other things, just having these 16 times is amazing enough. Also, these guys are obviously not very strong. With a thought, the Rian cloak closed. But just for a few seconds. Already 5 or 6 people were burned alive. The rest were lying on the ground dying. Well, can't be wasted. Zhou Yu went up and began to search for the equipment of these guys. By the way, throw their bodies into the furnace and burn them as wood. These alien transcendents, they count as death. Their corpses also have the properties of transcendent origin and transcendent sequence. This, 2-star, Steam Knight Transcendent Sequence by Zhou Yu. Want to be promoted to 3-star? Then, you need to absorb enough Transcendent Sequence characteristics. And other 2-star Steam sequences. Armors and weapons are all first-tier Transcendent equipment. The value keeps going, and a set is worth 500 Transcendent coins. These 8 people, to say the least, earned 4,000 Transcendent coins. Sure enough, it's not unreasonable that many people like to do wild ways of killing people and stealing goods. Collect the equipment. Zhou Yu put these equipments directly into his own Steam space. The corpses are thrown directly into the furnace. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. After picking up 5 or 6 people in a row. When Zhou Yu came to a guy lying on the ground, just about to pick up equipment. Yin, a blade as fast as lightning. At the same time, the purple flames bloomed even more rapidly, vaguely like a volcano erupting. Clang, that second-order black transcendent sword. The extremely precise slash hit Zhou Yu's neck. If Zhou Yu is really an ordinary transcendent in his 20s, this knife will inevitably separate the corpse. Unfortunately, Zhou Yu is no ordinary transcendent. This knife cut on Zhou Yu's neck. The damage output is exactly 0. Zhou Yu looked at the alien rebel transcendent. At this moment, the alien transcendent stared at Zhou Yu with a stupefied look. This knife contains the ultimate explosion of his more than 10 years of skill. Although he was injured, the knife had been stored for a long time. Even ordinary 40 or 50 level powerhouses dare not underestimate them. However, the knife was blocked, and it was blocked by the opponent's fragile neck. Is it possible? Isn't that the most vulnerable part of the human race? In the astonished eyes of the other party, Zhou Yu grabbed the blade of the opponent's second-order transcendent saber. Then pull hard. Grab it directly. The second-order transcendent sword is worth 500 transcendent coins just for one handle. Immediately afterwards, Zhou Yu began to peel off the opponent's armor. This armor is also a tier 2 armor, worth 5 or 600 transcendent coins. With these equipment, return the money to Griu, then there will be no problem. After all, it's easy to borrow and repay, and it's not difficult to borrow again. Nowadays, it seems that Griu has extraordinary means, and there must be a lot of good things. Well, if I can get some good things from him, that would be even better. Thinking of this, Zhou Yu became more and more happy. These alien races were simply giving him equipment. What is he going to do? Seeing that Zhou Yu was still so proficient in picking off his armor, Yagalu suddenly felt bad. When seeing the other party, he even smiled evilly and maliciously. Yagalu's heart became more and more gloomy. He heard that many foreigners have weird hobbies. Especially when dealing with aliens, this distorted mentality is getting stronger. Phrases such as welcoming a man, adding a man to a man, and locking a man by a strong man came to mind one after another. In an instant, Yagalu was overwhelmed by despair, grief, helplessness, and despair. No, the miserable roar echoed in the tunnel deep in the center of the earth. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe.